So, Tuesday, Prime Minister Mark Carney walks back into the Oval Office. His mission? To reduce Trump's tariff terror on Canada. His challenge? To negotiate with a man who sees compromise as defeat and who views our country not as a partner but as something he would love to own. The pressure in this meeting will affect both. There is the Canadian expectation of what Carney will bring back from Washington. But the political survival of the orange idiot himself may ensure that it fails before it even begins. Let's be clear about what's at stake here for Canada. This isn't about abstract economic theories. This is about the forestry worker in British Columbia, the aluminum shelter in Quebec, the auto worker in Ontario. Those are the sectors being pummeled by Trump's economic war and tariff terror. And because of that, I think Mark Carney cannot return to Canada empty-handed. He has already given ground and showed good faith by making compromises in the digital service taxes and counter-tariffs. To come back with nothing but a promise of continued negotiations would be a political disaster. It is exactly what MAGA Maple is waiting for, and Carney knows it. Even though he sets his own bar early on when he said no deal is better than a bad deal, and it's true. Like we say in Germany, to give away the farm just to get a cow would be moronic. And that principle is about to be tested like never before. Because the orange fascist gangster across the table specializes in bad deals for everyone else but himself. Now let's take a look at what Mark Carney is walking into. He's not dealing with a stable, rational actor. He's dealing with a president under siege, whose entire political strategy is now based on destruction and defiance. First, you have the utterly useless, insulting, enraging, continuing reference to Canada as the 51st state. This isn't a gaffe. It's Trump's worldview. It tells you everything about he sees his negotiations. Not between equals, between a superior and a subordinate. Second, you have the sheer madness of his justifications. His latest tariff, the orange idiot, set to announce on October the 14th, are set in place because of a case of national security. He panics over upholstered couches and chairs. Let's sink that one in. The United States government is terrified of Canadian wingback chairs. This is the level of intellectual seriousness we are dealing with here.
However, we do have some great members in Germany and Italy and Brazil who are, having quality products that they want to sell to Americans, who Americans are desiring these. So it's a finding the balance, and I think anytime you increase costs, it's a challenge for consumers. So, obviously we want to have them get what they want.
You don't like the tariffs, do you?
I mean, listen, we respect the administration's policies and trying to get control and balance and financially. However, we don't love them.
The third and most critical point, however, you have Trump's own mounting challenges. Trump's presidency is effectively circle the drain. New polling shows 49% of voters in the critical swing districts that decide control of Congress already support impeaching him. A majority of 56% disapprove of his job performance. Ta-da! He is hitting Nixon-level numbers barely 8 months into his term. And as David Peckman said, Trump's presidency is effectively over. But in all fairness, that would be only a matter if Trump would be a president. You can get rid of them the constitutional way. But the orange fascist gangster is exactly that, a fascist. Fascists don't care about constitutions, the rule of law or regulations. They just make their own. The only question regarding Trump's presidency is over or not is simply, does Trump has lined up enough military power behind him to force his will on the American Constitution and public. Political illiterate Trump is presiding over a government shutdown. His economic policies are making things worse for Americans. People are in despair as prices for everything, including houses and pickup trucks, keep going up because of his tariffs. So what can he do? Not much, except lashing out. It is always someone else's fault. He constantly lies, and Americans believe him, even if the truth is right in front of everyone's eyes to see. Like Trump himself, everyone around mumbling Donnie becomes more unpredictable, more erratic, and less capable of giving an inch because of fear of looking weak. And this is the great, painful irony for the American people. Trump tells them terrorists bring in money from Canada, so they love it. They think, great, stick it to them. But those so very smart people are the ones paying the price. Let's to be blunt here. Trump tariffs blocking Canadian companies selling to American markets. Yes. But it is not Canadian companies paying those tariffs. It is American consumers. The cost of Canadian lumber goes up. That's the cost of an American house, an American renovation. The cost of steel and aluminum goes up. That's the cost of an American-made truck, an American-made appliance. It appears the wind is slowly changing in the US because the pain is becoming impossible to ignore. A majority now believe Trump's economic policies have made things worse. Americans starting to feel the cumulative pinch, and they are realizing they are the ones being left behind. So, we have a perfect storm. A Canadian Prime Minister who cannot afford to come home empty-handed, and an American so-called president who, because of his own failing position, cannot afford to be seen giving anything away. Carney's strength is his intellect, his preparation, his resume. He is arguably the only person, perhaps in all of government, with the economic credibility to deal with the current disaster. But Trump's weapon is chaos. His leverage is that he cares more about the spectacle of winning than the real-world consequences of losing. Much of the hard work has already been done in advance by diplomats, so Carney and Trump won't start from zero. But in Trump's arrogant worldview, he may think, I've got that sucker in the Oval Office now. Now I can bend him to my will. This meeting is a test of will. For Canada, the principle of no deal is better than a bad deal must hold. Our economic sovereignty depends on it. For the United States, it's a test of whether they will continue down the path of self-inflicted economic damage led by an idiot who uses Canada as his default punching bag whenever he needs a distraction. I will be watching closely what's happening in the Oval Office. We all will. The future of North American trade hangs in the balance, caught between Canadian resolve and American chaos. Please let me know in the comments below how you feel. Do you think Mark Carney will return from Washington with something tangible? And in the meantime, please continue the boycott. You do it for your own good and the good of the country we all love. And please let every Canadian know that their choice matters. And if you want to support this channel, then please like and subscribe and turn on notification. Thanks for watching and thank you for your passion. Till next time, I'm Wilfried Lemkuller from Europe Curious.
You by our side, and we spent so many nights thinking how you did us wrong. Now we've banded all together. Your tariff made us strong, and so you know you're not so great. There's not a snowball's chance in hell will be your 51st state. You really need our resources for more than we need you, so now just go. Walk out the door. We do not need you. You're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who instigated these trade fights? You'll soon grow to regret it when we turn out your lights in the gutter. We will survive. As long as we can think and work, we know we'll stay alive. We have all we really need. We can live without your greed. We will survive. We will survive. There's been a change. It's time anew. We're not that fledgling little country stealing all of you. We are now a nation proud that is happy to be free. You didn't realize you gave us our own identity, so now just go. We will survive. As long as we can think and work, we know we'll stay alive. Yeah, but all we really need, we can live without your greed. We will survive. We will survive. We will survive.
51st state, my fucking ass. Go on, Canada.